All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna be honest. We've got a video by Gabimaru on the screen right now, and I'm gonna be entirely real with you. I did not want to watch this video, and I think just playing it for about 2 seconds will indicate why.
I didn't want to make this video.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the tone, that's the intonation that he has across pretty much all of his content. And I'm gonna be real here, it puts me in a dark mood. It puts me in a dark state. It gives me the urge to go do something in Minecraft. As you're all aware, I uploaded a video earlier, either yesterday or, today, this morning, depending on when this gets uploaded. I uploaded a video about how Maggie's calculations are, let's be honest here, pretty damn stinky, where she's indicating that there's 15% power creep, all of that stuff, using rotations that basically the human body cannot actually make. So all these theoretical rotations, extending them, deflating the time that it takes to do certain moves, a lot of stuff that just doesn't make very much sense. So we got a lot of comments, obviously a lot of them about Maggie, but we got multiple comments about Gabimaru himself, saying, my Lord Kaiser over here saying, this is the calculation Gabimaru used to say that Zani power creeps other characters, which is the reason for this crash out that we're seeing over here. And then we also got Saint, it's time to clap Gabimaru. And so I'm a content creator that goes ahead and listens to his audience. I'm somebody that recognizes that if the people want something, I should go ahead and do it. And despite every fiber of my body telling me that I shouldn't react to this video because of what it might do to my mental state, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I am monetizing my mental health at this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna do what the viewers want. So let's go ahead, let's give this a look and check it all out.
I didn't want to make this video. I'm gonna fucking make it, okay?
I didn't want to watch this video, but I'm gonna watch it.
And I'm not gonna make this video to try and hate on Tectone. I'm gonna make this video to hate on the brain dead community this guy has that will just blindly follow anything he says simply because he has a massive following and he's popular, right?
So Tectone basically reacted to this guy, and as far as I'm aware, tore him a bit of a new one. And so let's just see if we can find the exact video that we're looking at over here. Yes, Wuthering Waves content creators are lying to you. Yeah, and he's just poking fun at the dude. He's just poking fun at the dude. Talking about HSR, Gabimaru's main game, and how HSR is a bit of some doo-doo water. Yeah. And then comments on the fact that Camellia is basically running a full entire marathon because all she's doing is, like, the entire footage or the entire B-roll of this video is him just walking around the entire time. So, yeah, he's a little bit upset. I don't think he appreciated some of the truth bombs that were being launched about his content and his takes. So, that's some context for you right there.
This has to be the dumbest shit I've ever experienced. I am going back in my video to see the comments people left off after Tectone reacted to me, and they still are comparing this game to Genshin's first anniversary as a way to justify.
You should show the comments. I don't know if he's just making shit up.
Wu was Annie being bad and saying, oh, HSR power creep, HSR this. I am going to fucking slap this 2.0 Pride Win tier list onto this screen so you guys can see with your own two fucking eyes. HSR never had a power creep or HP inflation issue until over a year into the game.
When did Acheron release, though? Yeah, no, Acheron was the start of the power creep. I feel like she was released before the first year ended. HSR released in, like, late April, right? I'm pretty sure Acheron was the anniversary unit. You guys, otherwise, if Acheron wasn't the anniversary unit, then you guys are saying that, like, Black Swan and Sparkle were the anniversary units. Are you guys on crack? Let's be slightly realistic here, guys. Acheron was the anniversary unit, and power crept the shit out of the game. So, yeah, less than a year into release. So, I guess that's one part where we're just wrong. Only a minute in, and we're demonstrating our inability to understand a calendar.
A power creep or HP inflation issue until over a year into the game. This Wuwa game isn't even a year old. Zani and Phoebe is...
Oh, I see. I see. So now he's going into the whole HSR had no power creep until a year in with Acheron. And I'm going to use this chart by Maggie, who's cooking the shit out of her numbers. and showing you a rotation that's not humanly possible, while also understating how long it takes. Because I'm going to believe this chart at face value, and I'm going to assume that this graph is right, because I don't know how to actually understand the data that I'm looking at. And so when somebody overshows data and floods me with information, I don't know how to react or respond. And so they can summarize it in any way that they want, and I'm going to believe them. Because I'm stupid. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think a lot of people understand that about, like, statistics as a whole. It's extremely easy to distort statistics, spread misinformation, based off the fact that your audience that you're showing the information to has no idea how to actually understand or comprehend it. No idea how to understand or comprehend it.
15% stronger than any other team in the game currently at their max potential, and Kartethia is in the next patch.
And we still have people here saying that, like, Maggie's calculations are, like, 100% correct. All right, so we got Deborah Gaming Sauce 99. The data was proven correct. Why are you being a straw man? It literally doesn't work that way. What's this false equivalence? So, show me anybody doing that rotation in the time that it takes. The theoretical rotation she has on her sheet, and then doing it in the time that it takes. Because she is overinflating the damage per rotation by showing you something that's physically impossible, understating how long it takes to deal the damage, and then proceeding to show you the DPS of that team over 2 minutes, using a rotation that's not possible. And so as a result, her calculations and her comparisons are incredibly overinflated, and show way more damage than is ever going to be possible on the unit. Proof? How about you show the proof that the rotation is possible? Who cares what she is cheating if it is not possible to do the rotation? I can cheat anything I want, but if it's not possible to actually do that in game, does it matter? Does it matter at all if the rotation is not possible? Are you not listening to anything? Average Maggie viewer. Anyways, let's keep going.
Okay. This happened in Genshin. This happened in HSR. It's going to happen in fucking WUA.
It didn't, though, because, again, we're showing a rotation that's not physically possible.
I'd be happy if I were wrong.
Be happy, then, because you are wrong.
The signs are there. Signature weapons are becoming bigger and bigger increases for DPS. Sequence jumps are becoming bigger. Weapons are becoming sequence increases.
Bro's just using a comparison between a character with their optimal signature and then one that's not. And then the only thing he's showing is that a character off signature has an 8% DPS decrease. Like, he didn't even compare two different characters. Like, he didn't compare one character with their signature and then another character with their signature. Bro just actually looked at Maggie's charts and then was like, I don't understand any of this, but I need to make a video on it. I don't understand anything I'm looking at, but I saw the numbers, so they must be right. He doesn't even know what these charts are trying to represent. Guys, remember the point that I was talking about, that Maggie's target audience is the part of the player base that's literally too stupid to actually understand the mechanics? And so they'll just believe at face value any chart, any data that they see, because they have no actual way of determining what is right or wrong. And so they need somebody to tell them. They need somebody to tell them what to think, because they're not capable of thinking for themselves and drawing their own conclusions. And so they'll just believe it, and in this case, misinterpret it, and then just say whatever they feel like because it fit their agenda. Oh God. Oh God, yep, this is why you stay in school, kids. At least try to complete geometry before graduating high school. Try to at least complete algebra. Do calculus if possible, and you won't end up as dumb as this.
Bigger and bigger increases for DPS. Sequence jumps are becoming bigger.
Bro is just, bro's saying that every sequence node is stronger, and as proof, he shows one character, with no comparisons possible to draw. Yeah, I'll just take your word. Again, bro is just vomiting out every chart that Maggie made. And it's unfortunate, right? He's vomiting out every chart that Maggie made, trying to make points off of it because it agrees with the take that he has. But he doesn't even have a point to make because there's no comparison. Jesus Christ. Yeah, her fan base is literally dumb. If her fan base is actually below average IQ, I think it's confirmed at this point.
Weapons are becoming better. Chakona's weapon.
Okay, I think that's leaks. So,
I am getting people who don't even watch my video, who watch it with 2 brain cells, saying some dumb shit like, oh, Tectone actually did call out the rewards. You didn't watch the podcast. I fucking did, and you fucking didn't. Because every time they called out the rewards, 2 seconds later, they start spouting some bullshit like, oh, the
proof? This is the thing. These guys are either so bad at editing that they're not able to just show what they're trying to say. It's literally just like B-roll walking around with Camellia in the overworld and then talking into the mic. Like, maybe show what you're trying to convince your audience of, and like they'll believe you more. Instead of just summarizing without any evidence, any proof, and then try to make a point off of it. People will just, and when somebody shows the proof, like what Tectone did, they'll be like, wow, one guy showed proof, and the other guy was just literally saying shit on top of B-roll footage of Camellia walking around the overworld doing literally nothing. I wonder, who am I gonna believe?
Annie's great though. Look at all these events. Look at all these events. Oh, do you want Kuro to buy you a mansion? To pay your mortgage? What do you expect? That's all I was hearing from these fucking mouths every time I had to hear them talk, and every time they so-called addressed.
I'm just gonna assume he's lying since he doesn't show anything.
The Annie rewards. There was always a bullshit but excuse right after they called out the Annie rewards to try and downplay how bad it is.
Show a single one. I'm sorry, these messages are so funny, I just have to pull them up. Bro, guy is trying to correct a hard VARD. Bro, you have to just be rage baiting right now. Nah, you're doing this on purpose, bro. Nah, this is on purpose.
Once again, going to slap on the bookkeeping pulls per patch for HSR and WUWA on the screen for the people with 2 brain cells. These games give extremely fucking similar rewards, and you should.
These games give similar rewards, but I'm gonna disregard the fact that WUWA has less pity on the character banner, a higher rate of pulling the character off pity, and then also has a guaranteed weapon banner. So yeah, having similar rewards is straight up, it's objectively better for WUWA because you can get more. With the same number of pulls, you can get more in WUWA. That's just how it works.
Should not be holding this game to the standard of the same game you love to shit on and
yeah, because it can't be because of all the differences that we just made.
Farm for content every 2 fucking seconds, but when it happens to your own game, we try to downplay it. It's
oh, okay. Let's just replay that point one more time.
To shit on and farm for extremely fucking similar rewards, and you should not be holding this game to the standard of the same game you love to shit on.
He's mad that people are saying HSR is bad. He's mad that people are saying HSR is bad. This is why he's making the video. It's right here.
And farm for content every 2 fucking seconds. But when it happens to your own game, we try to downplay it. It's not that bad. Hoyo's worse. It doesn't matter who's fucking worse. It's about this game improving, being better for the player, being better overall, right? Because eventually, if we're all being honest and you get your head out of your fucking ass, you can easily tell this game is going to die at some point.
I mean, I'd hope. I don't know very many online games that last forever. Yeah, I hope WuWa 2 comes out. I don't hope WuWa's here 100 years from now. This would probably not be that good of a game if it lasted 100 years. You'd probably want to release a second WuWa at that point.
It is going to have the same drama as HSR and Genshin. There are already new gacha games making better banner rates, no 50-50s, less weapon banner pity, higher chance to pull the 5-star. The space.
Which games? Do I just take your word for it? Unless you're talking about Arc Knight's Enfield, the gacha game, where 80 pulls can just evaporate into thin air. Because you didn't read a guide on how to pull properly. Yeah, I guess that's a good system.
Is already innovating, and Wuwa is already starting to fall behind, because instead of trying to become better, instead of becoming better for the player, like they said, oh, we don't care how much money we make, we just want to make enough for the players and to keep the game up. That is complete bullshit, and you can just tell by the trend patterns. Every pattern Wuwa has right now was every pattern HSR had before it went to shit.
Oh, so he's just openly saying HSR is shit. Hey, Based. Hey, Based. He's just openly saying HSR's a dog shit game. That's Based, bro. Good stuff. Good stuff, bucko. Hats off to you. Hats off to you for the admission. And again, we're making the argument that Wuwa's going down the same path using fucked up calculations that, again, we've confirmed are not even humanly possible. That overinflate the damage being done per rotation and then insinuate that there's 15% power creep. Okay, so this is the evidence that we're using.
I just made recently a video on the MOC HP inflation in HSR. It didn't even start going crazy until around Fei Xiao's patch, which is 2.5.
Bro's literally showing the increase, and then he says, yeah, it didn't really get crazy until it increased like 3 patches in a row.
Okay, it took until 2.5 for this whole MOC HP inflation to really start hitting the endgame. And if you look at the first few patches of the MOC 12 floor, which includes even a few months after the anniversary, the endgame scaling did not go up all that much. It did go up. However, it wasn't anywhere near as bad as it currently is. You could always clear with older characters. Seal was T0.5 even in 2.0 as a DPS.
Yeah, you're just further reinforcing how fucked up the game managed to get in 5 updates. What are we trying to, what? All you're showing is that the game got destroyed in like 5 updates.
Jian is currently in tier fucking 1.
Bro doesn't play this game. I don't think bro understands what the expert tag also means. Because the expert tag +1 means that if you know how to play Jian, he is a tier 0.5 unit.
For TOA, you want to bring up Pride Win? Oh, look at Ruan main Luocha.
Bro pulled up a Pride Win tier list like this looks bad. Bro was like, yeah, this is crazy. Unacceptable. All the DPSs are within 2 tiers of each other. This is the worst thing ever.
Tier fucking 1 for TOA. You want to bring up Pride Win? Oh, look at Ruan main Luocha. They're power crept. I don't fucking play this game, so I don't even know how these characters work in teams.
You guys want to see what a Jian looks like nowadays? I feel like I just have to play a Jian team right now. This is gonna be so goofy. It's gonna be so goofy. Yeah, this is what it looks like when somebody actually plays the game. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, let's do the Dragon of Dirge, yeah. So, just so you know, Jian is doing this, and his sub DPS is gonna be off element. The Dragon of Dirge is gonna have resistance, and Mortife's damage is also gonna be reduced. So, we're doing this with a debuff. We're doing this with a debuff where our sub DPS is doing way less damage than they normally would. So, all the people saying, oh, you're just abusing the tower buff. Well, I'm also running this with some debuffs as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not that deep. So let's go ahead. Let's give this a stab and see how crazy the time is.
I am here.
Let's see how bad this power creep has gotten, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give this a try.
Physical damage detected. Iron graft you knew. Load.
Fury boils. Inferno! Silence! Testing out. You're wide open. Fear no more.
Power creep, boys. The dragon kind of trolled me there. The dragon did kind of troll me there.
In war with time.
Ooh, he kind of moved a lot there.
Tell truth from facade. Burn! Burn to ashes! Ready for battle. Unstoppable. Take it.
Power creep, guys.
From the heart. Astral modulation.
Fury boils, as you wish. Tell truth. Don't you worry. Silence! You're wide open. Fear no more. 7.
With bad RNG on the clear, we're getting a 115 clear. A 115 clear with really bad RNG and a sub DPS that's fighting into 50% resistance. We also didn't even use Jian's S1. You guys realize I didn't use 2 skills in a row? Yeah, I made sure to play like he was S0 as well. Yeah. Oh, the 1.0 power creep is crazy, guys. Yep. Devastating. Devastating unit. Yeah, he's definitely not usable anymore. So yeah, that's what Jian looks like from somebody that actually plays the game. And let's be real here, this guy's a level 80 Camellia in 2025. He clearly doesn't.
Go away. You want to bring up Pride when, oh, look at Rime and Luocha. They're power crept. I don't fucking play this game, so I don't even know how these characters work in teams. Like, you don't even play this game anymore. You are talking out of your ass.
That's ironic for him to say. To say that people critiquing HSR are talking out of their ass when this guy is using like a tier 1 ranking on Pridewin and charts that he doesn't understand to talk about how Wuba's going down the exact same path. I think that this shows a really crippling lack of critical thinking on Gabimaru's end. If that isn't enough for you to realize this guy has no idea what he's even trying to communicate or how to back up any of his points without immediately stabbing himself in the stomach and invalidating his own arguments, I think you might be a little bit dumb as well.
You have Jian in tier 1 for TOA. I'm not going to sit here and say Jian is useless, power crept. He can't clear anything. A Ruan main Luocha is...
But you just did. You just did. When you pulled up the Pridewin charts, you were talking about how like absurd it was that he was tier 1.
Gonna add a shit ton of value to your account. Whether you want to believe it or not, or you want to argue semantics instead of finally getting to a solution, this Annie is fucking garbage. And this one event that is going on right now is boring.
This event is actually really good. Anyone saying that this event is like bad or that this event isn't fun, they're literally just doom posting. Yeah, this is literally one of the best events the game has ever had. If people are saying that this event, Cubic, and QB isn't good, they're just literally intentionally trying to hate the game. Yeah, they need better hobbies.
Boring as shit.
He also hasn't played it either. Yeah, bro has one of the standard rewards. He's just straight up saying that the entire event is like bullshit and boring and garbage, and he hasn't played it.
Okay, it's cool, maybe for some people. Personally, this shit is boring.
You haven't played it.
This is all the content we have.
Like you're making claims about Wuba after not playing it.
I am trying my hardest to try and enlighten people.
You should do that by playing the actual content that you're trying to critique. You wanna know what all the people playing HSR, you wanna know what their Trailblazer level is? All the people saying HSR is now dog shit and that they ruined the game, they're like level 60. They're maxed out on their Trailblazer level. They have multiple built characters, multiple Eidolons. And they've got to see firsthand how dog shit the game has gotten, and that's why they're saying it's bad. You're sitting over here with a level 80 Camellia talking about the meta when you have no characters and you haven't played any of them and you haven't seen the progression.
From trying to not be biased. I'm not going to act like I'm perfect. I'm not going to act like I'm always objective. I'm not going to act like I don't have my flaws. I'm human at the end of the day. Everyone is human. Once again, don't attack Tectone over this shit. But it's just, this gacha space is, it has a lot of people with probably 2 brain cells total.
Ranting a little bit, bro, because we made some wild conclusions off of some of this data. We made some wild conclusions off this data. Oh, all these signature weapons and sequence nodes are so much stronger than the last ones. But I'm only gonna show 1 characters. I'm gonna show 1 character sequence nodes and weapons to prove my point that the prior ones were weaker.
Don't attack Tectone over this shit. But it's just, this gacha space is It has a lot of people with probably 2 brain cells total. And it doesn't make any fucking sense to me why people can't learn to think for themselves.
There's no way bro's saying that after using Maggie's charts to like drive forward all of his points about Wuwa. No, bro, there's no way we're saying this after using Maggie's fucked up charts to drive every single negative point we're trying to make about Wuwa. Oh no, bro. Don't talk about thinking for yourself, man. Oh god. Oh god, no.
And instead just listen to someone with a big following to make all their opinions for them. It is so embarrassing. And every time I get someone who only plays...
Maggie is editing the sheet. She is legit editing the rotation. Is that true, Wart? Maggie is currently editing the sheet to fix up the rotation and probably deflate the damage numbers. Huh. That's a little bit interesting. That's a little weird. But I thought her calculations were right. I thought her calculations were perfect. Wait, where'd that guy in chat go? Wait, there was one guy in chat that was writing a lot of messages. Yo, how do you feel about Maggie is right now editing her rotation? How are you reacting to this information? I'm curious, do you have a response? Do you have a response? The rotation, why is she editing it then? Why is she editing her rotation then? Average Maggie viewer.
And every time I get someone who only plays Wuwa in my shit saying Ruame's power crept, Wuwa just power crept, they're useless, you can instantly tell they don't play the game. They just don't play the fucking game. They're just here to argue drama and which game is better.
Bro's like over here trying to indict every single person critiquing HSR. And then he's going ahead and like every single point he's making, it's so much more applicable about him. This is wild, dude. This is crazy, to be honest.
Better than each other. Like, it's so fucking retarded, man. The average pulls per patch in Wuwa is 105, and we're getting 118 for this anniversary. And keep in mind, if you're someone who's saving...
That data's wrong, by the way.
Or you have a guarantee from running on...
Bro just loves using charts with incorrect data to drive his points.
On SK or whatever, you're missing out on like 8 pulls from this gilded night market. You're getting 5 more pulls for an anniversary versus a normal average patch in Wuwa. Value your fucking time more.
Maybe value your own ability to critically think and actually make sure that the data that you're using is like not wrong. Again, this entire video, the entire background of this video is using data that's just not correct.
Value your life more. Like, what is wrong with you? Everybody keeps saying, oh, Kuro's so generous. Oh, they need to keep the game alive. Do you think the game's gonna start fucking dying if they give a single guarantee or a single 5-star? Hell, giving Zhang Liao was good press and
yeah, so they just did it.
Made a bunch of people come into their game because they appreciated how generous Kuro was being. This is just fucking stupid, right? Value your time more.
Guy was talking about like the free 5-star and it's like, yeah, they did it this year already.
You have a limited lifespan. Every hour you spend on this game is an hour taken off of your life.
That's why everyone quit HSR.
And most of these people defending Kuro have spent days, weeks, months of playtime on this game. Yet, for some reason, they don't value their time.
No, they do. That's why they're playing Wuwa instead of HSR.
They just value a company. They want to defend the company because they're so attached to it that they think, oh, please take more advantage of me, Kuro. Please.
Bro's like talking about this like the only event in HSR 3.2 wasn't the spending one. Yeah, you can say that there were other events in HSR. Yeah, that's why that's why the content space for HSR 3.2 was completely fucking cooked except for Casterus and Anaxa videos. Yeah, that's the only content that people made for HSR was for the new character releases. There's been absolutely no videos, no content, nothing to consume that wasn't related to Endgame or Anaxa or Casterus. It's like that is literally actually the same as every patch. Honestly, less.
Please take more.
At least when you had like those stupid fucking bird minigames, people would have like videos talking about the high scores they got in the bird minigames. Yeah, there's none of that in this patch.
Advantage of me. Please take more advantage of the players. These guys are just beggars for actually wanting some decent rewards after supporting the game for a fucking entire year.
I guess that was the ending.
Have a good day.
All right, so I'm honestly glad that we took some of the time to watch. Let me just dislike that real fast. I'm glad that we took some of the time to actually watch this one because there were so many contradictions in here. I just have to assume that anybody that liked this video either just hates Wuwa, overly glazes HSR, or has the room temperature of like a, I don't know, a shoe size, right? Like, that's the thing. It's just, at this point, there's almost nothing in this video that actually makes sense. And the only thing that potentially could make sense is him using calculations that are just not right, that are actively being edited right now to become more accurate. Yeah. So, it is what it is, right? It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. So, let me know what you all think. Peace.